Welcome to Union's 2024 Back to School Kickoff. Get ready for roll call with our Assistant Principal of Student Life, Jim Dalpin.
Woo! Are you guys ready? That's Estrella Ramirez. That's Lily Ford, and they have gifts for you. You better make some noise if you want some t-shirts. Get on your feet. Get up and on your feet. Louder. Louder. All right. You got your wristbands on. When I call your school, you better be really, really loud and hold those wrists up in the air because this place is we're about to get crazy. You ready? Anderson Elementary, where are you at? Charity Gwynn is your site teacher of the year. Bovers Elementary, Bovers. Woo! Ashley Bates. Cedar Ridge Elementary. Cara Hackett, Cedar Ridge. Roy Clark Elementary. Leslie Coons. What about Darnaby Elementary? Where are you at? Yvette Hall. Grove Elementary, are you in the house? Dari New, everybody. Very nice. Charmin Elementary, where are you at? Woo! Lauren Meyer is your site teacher of the year. Jefferson Elementary. Michelle Taylor is your site teacher of the year. What about McAuliffe Elementary? McAuliffe Elementary. What about Moore Elementary? Katie Steele is your site teacher of the year. Ellen Ochoa Elementary. Kirby McKenzie is your site teacher of the year. Nice. Peters Elementary. Peters, where you at? Luke Snyder. What about Rosa Parks? Must be in the front row. Gina Smith is your site teacher of the year. What about Rosa Parks Early Childhood Education Center? Kaylin Bracken, site teacher of the year. Hey, any middle schools here? Middle school? What about 6th grade? Where's 6th grade? Penny Ward, your site teacher of the year. This next group better be loud. Where's 7th grade? What about 8th grade? Kristen Holland is your Site Teacher of the Year. What about the Freshman Academy? Where are you guys at? Nicole Wheeler is your Site Teacher of the Year. Union Alternative, where are you? Very back. Whitney King is your Site Teacher of the Year. Union High School, where are you at? Haley Eldridge, the first Site Teacher of the Year. Anna Figueredo Stewart, your second Site Teacher of the Year. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Jay Walker. But we're not done. Where's Union Transportation? You get our kids here, thank you. You get them here. What about child nutrition? We're not worthy. You feed us. Oh, and what about the Education Service Center? Where are you guys at? Are you guys ready for a great show? I can't hear you. Are you ready? Let's go.
Please give an enthusiastic applause to our Kickoff student and teacher chorus as they welcome you to The U. The U.
In northeastern Oklahoma, in the city of Tulsa, there is a school district. It's home to the best students, staff, and teachers in the state, and it's called Union.
Welcome to the U, where we come every day. Students listen to about half of what we say. From the first day, they just want it to be May. Yet we take a stand here in Union Land. Welcome to the U.
It's the first day of school, and of course the parent drop-off line is a wrap down the street, so things are running late. And naturally, I'm covering for Miss Mack, who is also running late.
I'm sorry I'm late. I almost got hit by a parent. How are the kids?
Not exactly thrilled to be inside on such a gorgeous day, so I told them we only had half a day this morning, and they were quite pleased until I told them we have the other half this afternoon.
The worst ride that you've ever heard of.
Where everyone is nice, but there's lots of stuff to do.
Get ready for those students. It's all up to you.
Listen, when coffee in hand.
This is Union Land.
Welcome to the U.
I'm a unioner, I am a unioner. I'm a unioner, I am a unioner. I'm a unioner, I am a unioner. I'm a unioner, I am a unioner.
So I'm at the high school in the morning. The kids are driving in. So I start writing tickets, giving them warning. The ticket's gonna say STFD, slow the down.
We will not give up.
Welcome to the land where the laws try to drown us, and we say,
We will not be drowned.
The land others don't understand and be sad.
We will still go on.
welcome to the land where the winds try to blow, and we said, no!
Some mornings I get to school early to make copies for an incredible lesson I put together in my sleep. I get up with a pep in my step. Today is the day these kids will learn. Not that I'm complaining, I love my kids. I get to the copier, and what do you know? It's jammed again. I take just 1 second, count to 10, and remind myself, hey, I still know how to use a pen.
keeping all the faith. We'll laugh through the stress and we'll make it through. Welcome to the U.
Whenever I grow up, I want to be a YouTuber.
A WNBA player because I like basketball and I want to be rich.
I want to be a brain surgeon or a heart surgeon because my dad had a hole in his heart and I want to figure out how to help people with that.
Librarian because they can give people books that will give them a lot of information about the world. Make cool inventions.
Start a small company right out of high school.
If I'm in the all-school musical, then it helps me in the future in case I want to be in Broadway.
I want to be a cop to just make the world a better place.
When I graduate, I want to be a paramedic through IMSA, and I'm going to be going through the Tulsa Tech program.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. I hope that I can actually teach kids a lot of new stuff instead of old stuff.
Please welcome to the stage Union Student Council President Shilape Oshafeso.
Hello, Union teachers and staff. My name is Shilape Oshafeso, and I am Union High School's senior class president. I've always been what people consider as a leader, but I did not always understand what the qualities of a leader were or what being a leader even meant. My leadership journey started a long time ago at Anderson Elementary. I remember signing yearbooks out in the fields out back and my teachers always writing natural leader in their messages to me. This stuck with me throughout my school career, and those two words had a very profound effect on me. Whenever I wanted to give up, I always remembered what my former teachers saw in me and used that as motivation. Throughout the years, my teachers have always been the people to pick me back onto my feet when I'm down. They have been my biggest inspiration and motivation whenever I'm at my lowest. In my life and in the lives of those in my circle, teachers have always been the biggest mentors and have always been lifelines as we venture through life's journeys. Teachers, as you go on into this school year, remember us students see you as mentors, and everything you teach and say sticks with us for an eternity. To my Anderson teachers, thank you for always seeing in me what I did not see in myself. And for all you teachers, thank you for all you do and continue to do. And best of luck this school year. Thank you.
Let's give a warm welcome to Union Board President Stacy Romerman.
Good morning. You guys look fantastic with your bracelets on. I'm really honored and excited to be here and share a few words with you guys this morning. Can you hear me? That sounds a little... Okay, great. Let me officially welcome you back on behalf of the entire board. I hope that you all know how much we love and appreciate everything you do. And if you've never met a Union School Board member before, we're here. 3 of us are here today, and then we'll be out in the district in the next week. So come up and meet us and say hello. We love to hear your stories. We love to hear what you're doing in your classrooms, and we really appreciate so much of what you do. This morning I'm going to share a little story with you guys. No pictures. Is that Coach Scarborough that gave me a hard time last year? No pictures this year, sorry. But earlier last year, I officially accepted a new challenge in my professional life. My children are almost all grown, and it felt like it was a good time to work on my career and advance myself. Before I took that job, I knew that it was a really hard job. Now, I'm not Dr. McNeil. I don't save people's lives or anything. I'm a field executive for a cosmetics company. But in my industry, it's just known as a job that has a really deep and wide range of responsibility. In fact, I introduced myself to someone last week, and she put her hand on my shoulder, and she's like, "I'm so sorry." And I said, okay. People don't normally apologize to me when I introduce myself, but their first question is usually, How do you do it all? How do you accomplish all that you're tasked with? I have a position that's kind of known for being hard. So I knew with my mind when I started last year that I was taking on a hard task. But I can tell you 16 months later, I know with my mind and my body and my soul that I've taken on a hard task. If you had just completed your first year of teaching and you came back, will you raise your hand? Give us a little wave. Love it. Congratulations. I actually got like a little one-year award, and I was like, is this like the, we didn't run you off award? You survived. But I'm sure that every person in this room gets comments when you introduce yourself and say what you do, right? Because your jobs are hard, and they're not only hard, but they're rarely given the respect and appreciation that they deserve. If people can get stressed out driving their own kids on a family vacation, but yet we expect bus drivers to keep their behaviors in check, drive safely, and then follow a strict schedule despite South Tulsa traffic, right? Yeah, it's okay. I know that I personally struggle keeping my house clean. I've got 3 kids, but there are people in this room that are tasked with cleaning up after thousands of children every single day. That's just amazing. And y'all, I could spend absolute hours listing the expectations and standards placed upon our educators, but I know that you all know that well. And I know that you know it in your mind and your body and your soul, right? Somehow I think society has taken all of the struggles of the modern human condition and placed their solutions and burdens upon our public schools. Here's a bit. Mental health and reading, socioeconomic hardships and math, racial inequality and writing, immigration and music, religious pluralism and biology. As a public school, we are tasked to do so many things. Be the great equalizer for every child, but in an individualized way. Feed the hungry, foster a growth mindset, take 60+ home languages and make them all proficient English readers and writers, strive for excellence in football and calculus. How about graduate 100%? College and career ready. Yeah. Fortunately, we are a hope-centered district, and we're learning to measure and create hope in order to overcome these challenges. Dr. Chan Hellman, whose research is foundational in our district's Hope Department, in his book, Hope Rising, describes the difference between a wish and a hope. He says it this way: we cannot hope for the rain to stop because there's nothing we can do to make that happen. That is a wish. We hope for things that we can affect. Dr. Hellman says, hope is the idea that we're pursuing goals in our lives. The question is whether or not we have the strategies or the pathways to achieve those goals. Hope is a plan. And although it can feel like we are tasked with stopping the rain, and at times our goals feel so hard that they live in that in-between space of the definition of a hope and a wish, we do have strategies and pathways to accomplish them. Some months ago, I was being coached through what was frankly an unachievable goal at work. And I was told, pressure is a privilege and champions adjust. I'm being honest in front of all of you. I hope my boss never sees this. I did not like that. I was like, who says that to somebody who asks you to do something that's so deeply unfair and practically unattainable and then tells you it's a privilege? I didn't feel very privileged. I was kind of sullen and grumpy about the unfairness of the task. But, I ended up having to look up the source of the quote because I'm like, who said this in the first place? There has to be better context to this. And it turns out that it comes from Billie Jean King, the legendary tennis player. She coined the phrase and she used it as the title of her book about the quest to bring equality to the sexes in sports. In 1973, she played a top male tennis player in a nationally televised event that was meant to show the worth of female athletes. She beat Bobby Riggs that day and started momentum in the movement to bring sports programs to girls and women around the country. I mean, today here at Union, we have professional female athletes among our alumni. They can continue her legacy because she stood alone in front of the whole nation on national television to prove the worth of her talent. She felt that unfair pressure. She felt people rooting against her. Oklahoma educators don't ever feel that, do they? No? It's because your jobs are hard. They're hard and they're laden with unfair pressure. Your job, each and every one of you, is to create hope in this generation, and that is a privilege that we must embrace. We do these impossible things not because they are easy, as Mr. President JFK said, but we do them because they are hard. Hope is hard. It's my honor to link arms with you and to encourage you to embrace the privilege of being able to accomplish great things in the lives of our children. Thank you so much, and I wish you all a great school year.
I think a good future for everybody would be what they're good at or what they want to be when they grow up. The sun is gonna explode in 5 billion years. Just staying home and helping people.
I think a good future would include money and happiness because you would be able to buy the stuff you need with money, and it's just good to be happy.
If you're not smart and you're a grown-up, then you can't be a grown-up because you need to know a lot of things that you can tell your kids to do.
If people were just nicer to each other and would lend a helping hand.
That's what a perfect career looks like, a perfect future, following what you want and chasing your dream.
Please welcome to the stage Union alumni and owner of the McNelly's Restaurant Group, Elliot Nelson.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I should tell you I'm the fill-in today. I think they had somebody really great planned, and they couldn't make it. So I think someone Googled Union alums with nothing to do on Wednesday morning, and here I am. So I'm a proud Union lifer, a Peters Panther. The Peters people out, yeah. Did we win the track meet this year? I have some indelible memories from my childhood of losing to Darnaby in very closely contested track meets, I know. Very sad. So as I thought about kind of what I could say about my time, I mean, I have certain memories that kind of rush back to me. First is Miss Sims in first grade, who was convinced that I misspelled my name. She thought that Elliot had to have 2 T's. I kept getting red marks on all my papers, and I think maybe if there was a lesson from that, it was my first time really advocating for myself. I had to get my mother involved and convince my teacher, no, this is actually how he spells his name. So that was first grade. Second grade, I think about getting swats with a paddle from our principal, Mr. Edson, and because I tackled Mark Turner, but Mark pushed me first and knocked me down. So a couple of things from that. One, you never want to get swatted with a paddle. That really hurt. And two was that you don't want to go second and get caught. So that's something, kind of reinforced. But as I really, think about what this school district did for me and kind of set up for me, I think that all of my educators kind of all the way through set me up to do what I do, which is to be an entrepreneur and be a dreamer. We have 26 restaurants. We built all these things downtown, and all this stuff that to me is, thanks. To me is just every day I wake up and I do what I love to do, and that is to try and make Tulsa a better place to live. And the thing that set me up for that were my teachers who just taught me to dream. And so the ones that kind of stood out as I think about that. Kindergarten. Kindergarten was Miss Bailey. I was a PM kindergartner, which is I think also lasted. I don't love mornings, so I think that was probably set me up to be an afternoon person. But anyway, Thanksgiving came around, and Miss Bailey's like, okay, everybody's going to be a pilgrim or an Indian. And I said, man, I don't love that. So I went home and I told my mom, I said, Mom, I think I want to be a turkey. And so my mom, who's an incredible woman. My mom called Miss Bailey and said, Elliot wants to be a turkey. Is that okay? And Miss Bailey, to her credit, was like, great, we've never had a turkey. This will be amazing. And so my mom made this incredible turkey outfit. I probably should have brought a picture of it. And so I guess I was just never a conformist, right? I always needed to be a little different. It turned out to be a terrible idea. I got chased around the playground the entire day. I was not the fastest kid, so I was often getting caught. But I will say, if you have any of your kids this year want to be a turkey on Thanksgiving, encourage them to do so. Encourage them to be their own person. And then, as I kind of go through elementary school at Peters, I think back to 5th grade, and I had a math teacher, Miss Bruns. Miss Bruns had a Ford Bronco that she called Burt, named after Burt Reynolds, and we had Burt Reynolds pictures all over our schoolroom. So I hope somewhere in here there's a 5th grade math teacher with a Bronco named Brad, and Brad Pitt pictures everywhere. If not, just a classroom decor idea for you this year. So Miss Bruns realized that I was really good at mental math. I still am. It's like kind of a carnival trick. I sucked at calculus. Miss Rankin, she could hear me now. She'd be shocked that I've made it this far. She was my senior calc teacher. But anyway, Miss Bruns, we did these things called math races on the board, and I was really good. I could beat everybody. And eventually she let me play the older kids, and by the end of the year, I actually played against and beat our principal. But it was one of those times that I look back and I think about it as like, I was probably precocious and annoying, but she embraced it. She's like, you're really good at this, so we'll find other people for you to play, and we'll keep pushing you on it. And just a little thing like that to like find somebody's talent and push them forward with it. The opportunities you have as a teacher to really kind of set someone on a path. She could have very easily been like, okay, Elliot, you win every time. We've had enough of you. Let the other kids. But instead, she embraced it and found me more challenges. That kind of met its end in 8th grade when I had algebra. Miss Palmer, who ended up being one of my all-time favorite teachers. I still see her. She comes in the restaurants to eat. But she did not love that I would hand in algebra homework with just answers on it. No worksheet. I just do everything in my head, which was guess and check method, as she informed me, which is a great way to do your homework. But she really challenged me to figure out how to do the work, right? And I think that in 8th grade, that was the first time anybody ever really pushed me like, man, you got to do the hard work too. You can't just get to an answer all the time. And I am forever grateful to her for making me go through that. I think it would have been very easy to just, again, kind of brush off the kid who didn't want to do the work. But she made me go through the process. And through that, still something I use in my professional life is that, sometimes you got to do the hard work and you got to go through the process. And I think that started for me with her. She was the one who really showed me, like, getting an answer is not always good enough. And so, Ms. Palmer, thank you. She ended up going to Bixby and being the high school basketball coach. I think I'm not really sure where she is now, but so then you get into high school, and I was a good student, but I started focusing on baseball and student council and all these other things. And one of the people that really made a difference in my life was Coach Smith, Doug Smith. He was a 7th grade history teacher, eventually our JV baseball coach or JV football coach. But Coach Smith was one of these guys that he didn't really, he cared about whether or not we won or lost, but it wasn't the thing for him, right? He cared more about who we were as people, if we were interesting, if we were going to be successful, if we were focused on things outside of sports. I mean, just a few, kind of quick stories. I remember, must have been my freshman year, there was a guy, Scott Dudley, who was a very good baseball player, but Scott sat on the bench like the first 2 weeks of the year. And the reason he sat on the bench is because he could not take a handful of sunflower seeds and put them in his mouth and proficiently chew them. And so every inning, Coach Smith would come by and he'd look, Scott, what do we got? And Scott would fumble through his sunflower seeds. And he'd like, nah, you're not ready yet. And so, we're like losing games. Scott should have been our leadoff hitter. But to Coach Smith, it was very important that if you're going to be a baseball player, you absolutely have to be able to chew sunflower seeds. It was just paramount importance. But the other thing he did, which I really remember, is he was a history teacher. And so as we drove around to, Ponca City or wherever, we would always stop and go to historical sites. We would take extra time on the bus. We would either leave early or we'd get back way late because you had to go see the Pioneer Woman statue, or you had to go see the world's largest totem pole in Foyle, or you had to but to him, it was important that we knew that there was other stuff out there. and that he shared his passion with us for history. I mean, he was our baseball coach, but he was also somebody that deeply cared about us as people and cared about us becoming more than just a baseball player. And I'll never forget that, because it just showed me that, like, following your passion and sharing your passion with other people can really make an impact. And so I hope you guys remember that as you go through the school year to kind of share your own passions with people, because I think a lot of times you don't know when it's going to hit with someone. So then, kind of, to conclude, by my senior year, I was very fortunate to be a state student council president. I was also in charge of this TP we used to have. Don't hold that against me. For those of you who know Ms. Vignatas, she told you to get a teepee somewhere at 6 p.m. every Friday night, or to get a dead body to the dumpster. You were just going to do it for your life and limb. You just, like, Miss V told you to do something, you just did it. So I was in charge of this teepee. And I'll also say, just a quick note for the senior class president, I barely graduated. I missed Miss Beeman's second hour speech class 47 times my senior year, which needed special permission from the superintendent to walk. I think that's still a standing record. Somebody can confirm that. So goal for this year, see how far you can push the student activity absences. But so Ms. V encouraged us to kind of, to push and create our own clubs and do these things. And so I'd started doing this my junior year. Senior year, the Jinx football game comes around. And I met with Ms. V and Dave Stoffer, and Stoff was the principal at the time. And I was like, guys, I got this idea. Like, we need to go have a tailgate party at Jinx before the game starts. And Stoff's like, man, I don't know. I was like, nah, just call the principal. Just tell him we're just going to show up and, like, cook a couple hamburgers. So Stoff calls, gets his permission, and we showed up with a couple hundred people. and so that, we ended up making a little money from it too, which is great. But that was one of the things I look back and, like, was kind of the start of my entrepreneurship journey. And it happened because Stoff was willing to make a phone call, and Miss V was, encouraging to anything we wanted to try and do. But also, we were given the space to make decisions and encouraged, and I, to this day, just despise Jinx, right? Can I still say that? Okay, good. So it was important to us that we showed up in a show of force to let them know that, like, even though it was a away game, we were here to win and never lose to Jinx. So anyway, I thank you all for having me today, and I just want to reinforce to you that you never know what decisions you make every day and which talents you encourage as a kid that might set them on a path. And even if it's just sharing your own passions with your kids, you never know what's going to click with someone. And the impression you have on people and the difference you make in these kids' lives is incredible. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you to this school district. And please beat Jinx this year. I have two really dear friends in my adult life that we go to Jinx, and I need the bragging rights. So anyway, thank you all for having me. Have a great school year.
The Teacher of the Year announcement was exciting for all. To have that happen this year, it was affirming and inspiring, not only for her, but for the whole staff.
Wiggle, wiggle. Roar, roar.
The positivity and excitement that she brings is amazing to get to see in real life. To know Kirby is to love her, and I'm very thankful that I get to work alongside her.
We met when I was in college, actually. She came and was a guest lecturer in one of my education classes, and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this crazy woman who is she was like so full of joy, and she was like, teaching is so fun and you can make books so fun, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This makes me want to teach.
You know what he's about to do?
And then being in school, just seeing how she is as a teacher, I think anyone who teaches with her can just see the joy and the life that she brings to this profession.
Hello! Abby girl, how are you?
We have 960 kids in our school. Every kid here knows that Miss Mack loves them.
Judy, you want to pet him?
I can go to the library and know Miss Mack is going to know my name. She's going to know what books I like.
Grayson, Louise.
She's going to say hi to me. And it's the same on the book bus as well.
Abraham, come on up, buddy.
She knows every kid that we see, and when we go into North Tulsa, she knows all of them too. And it's so intentional And for me, like seeing that has made me a better teacher as well, because it's so inspiring and it's hard not to be better when you're with her.
And you got 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed.
She sees students from pre-K to 5th grade.
Absolutely, that's an omnivore lifestyle right there.
And every lesson that she does, students are inspired and they want to read. Sometimes it's just amazing to listen to. She's so engaging as a teacher. I just see adults, teachers within their planning time, as she's reading, they're just like kind of looking over the banister to see what she's doing and observing. And I think it's one of the students' favorite places to be.
Being a librarian, as hard as it is, I think she's going to make sure that kids have access to what they need to have access to.
Oh, this one's a cool animal one too. Look, look.
And she's going to do it with a smile on her face. She's going to do it with the most joy and the most enthusiasm and all of the most incredible qualities.
Solo puedes tocar un libro.
To be able to work with Kirby, I think that you are lucky. And I know that Ochoa and everybody that works here is better for knowing her.
She's one of my closest friends, and she's so reliable, and she's so loyal, and she's just one of those people who, you know, you can count on just no matter what, because she's Kirby and she's a superwoman.
Please welcome the 2024 National Kick Champions, your Union Varsity High Steppers.
Sprinkler splashes to fireplace ashes that keep my blood in sweat.
Hopefully everybody saw the humbleness of his reaction, the pure joy and shock on his face to be the Support Employee of the Year and being someone like Flute. It's a proud moment for all of us. If you don't enjoy kids and being around kids, driving them in a phone booth with wheels, then you've kind of got to go do something else. But he enjoys what he does. He enjoys the kids every day, taking them to and from school. He really enjoys the extra on the trips and driving athletics or fine arts or whatever it is that he gets to do.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning.
Especially when we leave tournaments, he always makes sure to ask, how did you do? He wants to know, like, how are you doing? It's always good to have someone that kind of believes in you there, no matter how bad or how good the tournament was. It's just kind of good to get off and get on the bus with someone who supports you, no matter what.
At these tournaments, it's at a lot of different high schools, and so the environment changes and that can kind of throw people off. But having that before and after where it's just the same and it's him and, you know, he says, hi, how'd it go and stuff like that, it's just really nice to have that anchor that's kind of always there at those tournaments.
The 100% graduation college and career ready portion of our mission, it does start with them, and somebody like Flute, kind of takes it to heart and really wants that to be seen in the work he does.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, good morning.
He just approaches his job with so much joy and actually gratefulness. Just loves to be here, loves to work.
Okay, here we go.
And wants to do everything he can to support the department.
Thank you.
He always says thank you to you whenever you get on and off the bus before you can even say anything.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye. Thank you.
And it's just really nice because he always knows that like you're there, he's there for you. And he's just a really kind and genuine person. And like if you're having a bad day, he can tell and he'll try to help you.
He loves to be around the other drivers and hang out and just talk, and takes great pride in what he does, takes great pride in being employed with Union Public Schools. I think he really just embodies what we want as a Union Red Hawk.
I went to nationals this summer and we didn't have him as a driver, and it kind of felt different. I was like, oh my God, where is he? So I hope that he's my driver throughout my junior and senior year, and I honestly hope that he's able to help like the new freshmen and sophomores throughout that, because I feel like he can be an impactful part as long as you take the opportunity to meet him and get to know him.
I look forward to seeing him and have him support me as I get on and get off the bus and throughout the drives. I look forward to see a smile on his face every day when I go to tournaments. It's great that Union has a bus driver like him. He's a really good person.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
My teacher helps me prepare for the future because she helps me learn. My teachers definitely taught me how to be kind.
They teach us the will to accomplish whatever we want to do.
If she didn't teach us, she'll teach other kids that. And then they'll probably say the same thing as me because how nice she is. Learning us so we could get better at math and stuff.
They make me feel like I'm supposed to be here. I get up every day and just want to be to school.
Those teachers that helped you in the past are basically with you in the future, and you can remember exactly those exact words that they say sometimes.
And now performing the climb, the students of Union Theater.
I'm dreaming, there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, and I gotta keep trying, gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting
So, are you excited about your first kickoff speech?
Definitely. I just hope that I can really convey what I've been thinking about.
Well, what is it you really want the staff of Union Public Schools to hear from you?
I think the most important thing is that they hear what an inspiration they are, not only to me, but the members of our community.
It's good. Maybe you should sing about it.
You know what, Erica? That is a great idea. I'm an excellent singer.
You are?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. You know the words, right?
Oh, yeah. Most of them.
Okay.
You know our love was meant to be the kind of love that lasts forever. And I need you here with me from tonight until the end of...
I thought you said you were an excellent singer.
Is that not excellent?
I mean, it's a good try.
Erica, do you think you can do better?
I don't know. I'm not much of a singer.
Why don't you give it a shot? See
Now?
how hard it is. Yeah, right now.
Okay. Okay. We're good. You should know everywhere I go, you're always on my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Union, you're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feeling to my life. You're the inspiration. I wanna have you near me. I wanna have you near me. Say yeah. No one needs you more than I need you.
I gotta say, that was pretty good.
Well, don't feel too badly. I'm sure you have other talents.
Maybe I should just try speech.
Ah, good. Just keep it short.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Thanks for the ride.
Okay, you got this.
You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. I'm a great singer. I don't know what she's talking about.
And now, please give a thunderous applause for the Superintendent of Union Public Schools and our inspiration, Dr. John Federline.
Well, good morning. I hope that your eardrums were not too damaged by my performance, and I hope we made up for it with the incredible voice of Erica McGee. A nuestros empleados de habla España, bienvenidos. Nos alegramos de que esté aquí. Lo siento, mi español no es muy bueno, pero estoy aprendiendo. Agradecemos su servicio a nuestros estudiantes y al distrito de la Union. Gracias. I'm so honored to be here with all of you. If you are an experienced educator or have been with Union for a while, welcome back. We need your wisdom, your experience, and your insight. If you are new to Union, we are so glad you chose us. This is a special district because of the people in this room. You have made an excellent choice. If this is your first job, or if you are brand new to teaching, You might be feeling a little nervous. If so, you're in good company. It's my first day too. In all seriousness, to those of you who are new, you have chosen a profession that is the most fulfilling that you could possibly imagine. It will be filled with moments that are exciting and rewarding, but it is also extremely challenging. There are times when you will feel frustrated. It's when it is imperative that all of us in this room who are experienced, seasoned, and refined reach out to you. For those of us who have been where you are, it is vital for us to make sure that we have established relationships, that we have welcomed you and made you a part of the culture of Union Public Schools, because this is a culture like no other. We often talk about the Union Way. At its most basic level, the Union Way means excellence in all we do. But I wanted to take this opportunity to give you a few concrete examples of what the Union Way looks like in action. First, I want to celebrate our Department of Hope, led by Scott Pennington and Jessica Hogaboom. Using the work of Dr. Chan Hellman, Union Public Schools established the Department of Hope in 2019 with the knowledge that hope is a science. It can be measured, it can be taught, it can be learned. The Department of Hope works with our staff members and our students to ensure that they know how to establish goals, identify pathways, and generate willpower, and in doing so become confident that tomorrow will be better than today. This investment is paying off in some dramatic ways. With student suicidal ideations down 12% across the district, and down 26% at the middle school level. The data from our annual Hope Survey shows that students are making gains in growth mindset, emotional regulation, and identifying supportive relationships. And in 2024, we are excited to add to the staff of this department by welcoming home the 2023 National Teacher of the Year, Rebecca Peterson. After a year of traveling the United States to advocate for teachers and public education, she'll be working with Scott and Jessica to ensure that new teachers have the support they need to be successful, and we are so thankful to have her back at Union. Our finance department, led by Dr. Trish Williams, won the Association of School Business Award for Excellence in Budgeting, as well as the Award for Excellence in Financial Reporting. Which, by the way, they have won every year since 1992. Teresa Kiger laid the foundation for Union's Community School Initiative over 2 decades ago. This is more important than ever as we are expanding this model into secondary sites and ensuring that our families have access to the resources and opportunities that community schools provide. Union's work with community schools will be recognized in a nationally released documentary titled Our Schools that is expected to be released on PBS in 2025. Our athletic department, led by Emily Barkley, continues to perform with excellence, with Coach Tim Dial and the boys track team winning a second straight 6A state title. Our POM team were Oklahoma State champions. And our High Steppers won regional, state, and a national title. Union's head athletic trainer, Dan Newman, was inducted into the Oklahoma Athletic Trainers Hall of Fame. Former athletic director Steve Dunlap was honored with the Tulsa World Lifetime Achievement Award. And head football coach Kirk Frederick was inducted into the Oklahoma Coaches Hall of Fame this summer. Our College and Career Center continues to provide amazing opportunities for our students under the leadership of Dr. Marla Robinson. For 12 years in a row, Union High School is the Oklahoma Promise State Champion, And last spring, CCC counselors Shanda Gibson and Emily Ashley were honored by the Tulsa Higher Education Consortium with the Collaborative Champions Award. Our communications department, led by Chris Payne, won 2 Silver Link Awards from the Public Relations Society of America, and Mr. Payne won the first ever Steve Turnbow Lifetime Achievement Award. Our support staff is simply the best in the nation. Nothing we do in the classroom or on the field could happen without the hard work of our employees and support services. From operations to child nutrition, from grounds to transportation, from IT to security, we are so thankful for our amazing support personnel. I believe the mark of a high-quality school system is how well that system treats members of its most vulnerable populations. To that end, we must recognize the work of Dr. Lindsay Smith and our Special Services Department. Our newly formed Red Hawks Rise program will serve over 20 students this year, allowing students who earned an alternate diploma to stay at Union and to receive vital transition services. In addition, this spring, we celebrated our 3rd annual Choose to Include event at Union Stadium. "359 students and staff members, 160 volunteers, and over 500 family members were on hand to celebrate and participate in this incredibly inclusive day. Our fine arts programs, led by Dr. Matt McCready, are leading the way for our students to be involved in amazing programs that are competitive on the national stage. The Renegade Regiment took 6th place at the Super Regional competition in Indianapolis. Our Winter Guard won the Oklahoma State Championship. And high school art teacher Stephanie Vaughn was named the Outstanding Oklahoma Art Educator of the Year. And as you can see by their performances here today, our kids are simply incredible. The Union Schools Education Foundation, under the direction of Shay Ludwig, had an amazing year. They awarded over $140,000 in classroom grants to teachers throughout the district. And on May 4th, at the foundation's annual fundraising auction, they raised a record $438,000. Year after year, our foundation continues to raise the bar, and we deeply appreciate all those who contribute. It was so great to celebrate with the staff at Ellen Ochoa as media specialist Kirby McKenzie was selected as Union Public Schools Teacher of the Year. And earlier this summer, we had the honor of celebrating with our support employees as bus driver Flute No was named Support Employee of the Year. And of course, a well-earned and well-deserved award for Dr. Kurt Hartzler, as he was chosen by AASA as the 2024 Oklahoma State Superintendent of the Year. Speaking of things to celebrate, I want to take a moment to thank our Board of Education for approving a negotiated average pay raise for all employees of 2.4%. As well as a 5% retention stipend that was paid in July to all returning employees. I want to say thank you as well to all those who served on their respective negotiations teams. Several members of the Board of Education are here with us today, and we want to recognize them. We have Board President Stacy Romerman, Board Vice President Joey Reyes, Deputy Clerk Heather McAdams, and they couldn't be with us today, but they send their regards, Board Clerk Dr. Chris McNeil, and Board Member Steve Wynn. We appreciate your service to Union Public Schools. Obviously, we are riding an incredible wave of success, but it is a new year and a new day, and it would be a grave mistake for us to rest on past achievements. Nothing hurts an organization like complacency. That's why I'm so excited to share with you some of the things that are on the horizon for Union. First, and most importantly, I want to talk about reading. Our elementary teachers do an absolutely incredible job of teaching our youngest students to read. Reading is arguably the most important skill for any student, and it is foundational for all future learning. We know that as a student gets older, the more difficult it is to make up for gaps in reading proficiency, and that's why I'm so proud to tell you today that our elementary schools are all in on an important new goal for students, and that is to achieve 100% reading proficiency by the end of first grade. This is one of those big, audacious goals that Union is known for. It's a goal that many believe to be impossible. I strongly disagree. This goal aligns perfectly with our mission of 100% graduation, college, and career readiness. First grade reading proficiency will have an immeasurably positive effect on learning as those students matriculate. Students who are proficient readers have fewer discipline issues and are more likely to be involved in co-curricular activities and more likely to graduate on time. We're also making great strides in ensuring secondary opportunities with the addition of our academy model at the high school. The Construction Academy, created by Mr. Bushyhead, now serves over 300 students at 2 sites. Union's aerospace program, created by Dr. Kenny Moore, now serves over 250 students. These academies are all about 2 vitally important things: opportunity and relevance. When we say college and career readiness, we mean it. Regardless of the pathways our students may choose, we want to provide them with as much hands-on and preparation experience as we can, giving them a competitive advantage against their peers across the country, while also solidifying our role in our community as a source of scholars, innovators, and industry-trained professionals. I'm excited to announce to you today that we have begun work on a new medical academy. This new academy will serve as a hub for all students interested in careers associated with the medical profession, as well as engaging students at the middle and elementary school levels. This is a natural extension of our existing pathways through our science curriculum, PLTW classes, and biomedical engineering classes. Consider this for a moment. We are preparing students for careers that don't even exist. The world is changing at an unprecedented rate. We must give our students the opportunities to be exposed to the latest innovations in technology, AI, and digital creativity. We are so excited to return to professional collaboration with Early Release Fridays. Educators, like any other group of professionals, need time during their week to meet, to review student learning, and to modify instruction. I'm so glad that we were able to adjust our calendar to provide teachers with this much-needed time to collaborate. With our strategic plan guiding us along the way, we continue to cultivate strong partnerships with corporations, nonprofits, and philanthropic organizations throughout the Tulsa metro area and the nation. These partners provide us with valuable resources, advice, insight, and feedback as we create programming that is relevant and innovative for our students. To our community partners and to all those who work so hard to cultivate those partnerships, thank you. We have begun our remodel of the Union 6th, 7th grade center. Our operations team calls this the mother of all projects. It's one of the most complex undertakings that we have ever attempted, but the results will be incredible. A moment ago, I mentioned AI, artificial intelligence. AI is poised to have a great effect on public education as the introduction of the internet did in the late 90s. It will be the defining technology of this generation. We must do everything we can to allow our students and staff members to learn about it and to use it appropriately, but to also protect them and ensure proper guidelines and guardrails. This is a monumental task, especially since the technology is growing and evolving week by week. Yes, we have some wonderful opportunities coming up, but we also have challenges to overcome as well. Recruiting and retaining high-quality staff members continues to be something at which we work extremely hard. That's why we are so thankful for all of you here today. We are so thankful for the 125 new teachers that went through our new teacher induction a couple of weeks ago. You have chosen an amazing place to work with a healthy and supportive culture, and it is all up to all of us to keep it that way and to constantly improve upon it. Two of the ways in which we do that are unique to Union. We are the only school district in the state of Oklahoma with our own early retirement incentive program, and we continue to be the only district in the state of Oklahoma with our own self-funded employee health insurance program. This was a flat funding year from the state legislature. In addition to no new money from the state, federal funds from ESSER ended as well. I want to take a moment to thank everyone from finance, federal programs, human resources, and teaching and learning who worked so diligently this spring to ensure that we were able to keep valuable personnel and that losing ESSER funds would not create a shortfall. We continue to battle against vouchers and tax rebates given to parents for the purpose of paying private school tuition. According to the Oklahoma Tax Commission, a third of the families receiving tax vouchers for private education earn more than $150,000 a year. This is not right. Public money should go to public schools. Pro-voucher bills are brought to the floor every year by Oklahoma legislators. This is why it is so vitally important for all of us to be educated, insightful voters, because as we know all too well, elections have consequences. One of my primary responsibilities as your superintendent is to advocate for the work we do in public education and at Union Public Schools. We must push back against the false narrative that public education is somehow failing in this country, when the truth is the exact opposite. Public education has been and continues to be the cornerstone of our democracy. We know that education is the pathway out of poverty. A strong system of public schools that serves all students and the communities in which they live is the key to a thriving local and state economy. We must also push back against the false narrative that words like diversity and equity are somehow harmful. The truth is, that Union's strength lies in our diversity. We are preparing students for success in a pluralistic society, and to ignore that reality does them and us a great disservice. I was so glad that Elliot mentioned talent a couple of times earlier. You see, it is not our job to sift talent. It is our job to identify it, to nurture it, and to cultivate it. It is our job to show kids and adults their undiscovered talents and give them the opportunities to turn those talents into greatness. One of the teachers in the upcoming documentary about community schools said something in an interview that I could not wait to repeat to you. She said, "We don't have an achievement gap, we have an opportunity gap." How profound. And what all of us do every day is we stand in that gap for our kids. We find ways to bridge it. We find ways to ensure that all 15,000 Union students are offered the very best opportunities. Opportunities for learning and engagement. Opportunities for athletics and fine arts. Opportunities for competition and for service. Opportunities for greatness. Because you see, we cannot afford to be anything less than great. Which of our students are we going to look at and say, I'm sorry, but you get a mediocre teacher this year. I'm sorry, but you get a mediocre bus driver or administrator or nurse or reading specialist. We cannot afford to allow that to happen. For all of us to deal and hope for the future, we must look at every one of our students and be able to say, you have a great bus driver this year. You have great child nutrition workers this year. You have an amazing operations department. You have an amazing group of administrators, and most of all, you have great teachers. We must be able to say this to our students because they are worth nothing less than greatness. We introduced this speech with me singing or attempting to sing. You're the inspiration. Nothing could be more true. As we begin the 24-25 school year, please know that all of you are an inspiration to me, to our students, and to our families every day. It is you who are truly building hope for the future. God bless you, and have an amazing school year.
Stumble through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can't shake awake. This is just a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option, but you can flip the switch and brighten up your darkness. Sun is up and the colors blinding, take the world and redefine it, leave behind your narrow mind, you'll never be the same. Come
please join us February 6th through the 9th for Union's all-school musical, Footloose.
Been working so hard, I'm punching my card. 8 hours for what? Oh, tell me what I got. I've got this feeling that time's still holding me down. I'll hit the ceiling, or else I'll tear up this town. Tonight I gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off the Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me up from my knees. Jack, get back, come on before we crack. Lose your news, everybody cut foot loose.
Thank you for attending the 2024 Back to School Kickoff. Have a great year and we'll see you next year. Take it away, Doc.